when we have a real press, a genuinely adversarial press, a skeptical press, one that owes power nothing, this is the heartbeat of a free society, right? Le bâtiment de société libre. If we don't have that, we don't have anything. And this is why in every country, in every time, when things begin to slide away from public control, dictators, people who have done wrong, go after the press. They go after journalists. They say that the newspapers are the enemy of the people. They say that the truth is the enemy of the people. And I'm sorry to say it, but this is happening, unfortunately, in my country, right? One of what traditionally in the last century we would consider to have been the larger cornerstones protecting these values. This is becoming endangered. And we need journalists more than ever, not just to investigate, right? Not just to report stories, and certainly not merely to entertain, but to actually challenge power, to find the most difficult truths about the people with the most influence over society, and to make them answer to the public. They have to have the voice that reaches power when the public's is too quiet to be heard.
So, as you know, we are a bit short of time, and I just would like to ask you one last quick question. France has always been attached to the value of human rights, and do you think France has a role to play today, and which one? Apart of course, welcoming you tomorrow morning.
Well, that would be nice. The last president of France, unfortunately, did not respond when I petitioned for asylum in the airport.
Yes, and also you are improving your French every day, huh, with us.
Yeah. No, I haven't practiced in a long time except for this. But yes, unequivocally, yes. What we see happening in the United States, right, is being mirrored in the other great powers in the world. The United Kingdom passed the most extensive and oppressive surveillance law in the history of Western society last year. They are, of course, leaving the European Union, and one of the justifications that they give for this is they say they don't want to be party to the European Court of Justice, the European Court of Human Rights. They want to do away with the Human Rights Act. In Russia, we've seen oppressive new laws, which, you know, most people would go, okay, it's Russia, no surprise there. But for Russian people, this is a serious threat, right? What's called the Yarovaya Paket. It's a new surveillance law. Russians are calling it the Big Brother law. And if they call it the Big Brother law, right, this is a real problem. It's unfortunate to say that this also happens in China. They just passed a new counterterrorism law. And unfortunately, the same kind of thing has happened in France. We have a state of emergency in France, which never seems to go away. It always gets extended. And even when this ends, right, even when this cloud begins to lift, the policies and the thinking that sustained it for so long remain. And so I would ask anyone who really thinks about this issue, anyone who really cares about this issue and looks at the future, right? This is not about surveillance. This is not about me. This is not about intelligence agencies. This is about the relationship between the governing at the top and the governed that constitute the whole of society. If we cannot equalize this relationship and make sure that those who are being governed are truly aware and controlling the people who have the most power and influence in society, we are losing our fundamental freedoms. And what we see happening in the United States now, I think, crystallizes one concept more than anything else. The superstates, right? The great powers that constituted the status quo of the last century That's changing. Perhaps it's in decline. But this creates a new space for more models, for more voices. And France, throughout history, has been a progressive force that's brought us forward in human rights. And I pray that they can be again. I hope this century will be an opportunity, a platform for France to be the voice that not only defends the values that we inherited throughout all the sacrifice of the last generations, but explains how we can live in a free and open society despite dangerous times through cooperation, through hope, through compromise, through resilience, and ultimately through the strength of being willing to risk a commitment to our values despite the costs, despite the rhetoric of dangerous people that are out there. If we destroy our own societies in response to external threats, we haven't protected anything. We have lost everything. So please, I would say, France, this is your time to make the world better.
So thank you. Thank you. We are working on it. Thank you very much, Edward. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And see you soon. Take care.
Merci.
Take care.
Au revoir.